Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, 1 minute at a time, back for episode number 3 with Morgan, a member of Jason Pritchard's team in Fresno. How you doing, Morgan?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I just learned something off air that I want to repeat while we're recording. So in episode 1, you talked about being a mother of 2. You are actually a mother of 4 now.
I am.
And you're doing all those amazing things that we talked about in episode 1 and episode 2.
Yes.
So I'm tired just thinking about that. So I've got to ask, how do you do it? What, I mean, do you have a day stretcher? You got like 17 nannies at home? I mean, what the heck is going on?
So that's a very good question. It's a lot of work, obviously, being a mom of 4 kids. I know there's lots of other moms out there that can relate to this, especially moms that are in business at the same time. I don't want to say a struggle, but it's a challenge sometimes to find that balance. And it's something you have to be very intentional about. For me, we are blessed to live near family. So thankfully I do have the help of my mother-in-law, and, I've got nieces that are grown adults now that are very helpful as well. But, they won't always be, my mother-in-law has, she has her own life. My nieces have their own lives. They're going to college and stuff. So I've actually talked to Jason recently about, I'm going to have to end up hiring, a nanny, a babysitter, even if it's just a college kid or someone to come stay at my house for 4 hours every day while I do my meetings and I get my stuff done.
Yep.
You've got to learn to leverage that and to use people that you need to help make your life easier. So that's something that I'm starting to look into right now, actually.
That's awesome. Well, one of the things I wanted to take this conversation, because I was impressed before when I thought you had 2 older, right? Just doing the math from episode 1. Now you have 4, an 8-month-old and a 2-year-old on top of the mindset, how you attack the day, how you organize, right? Using Slack, your morning updates, this is all coming together. You're almost forced to be organized. So the day just doesn't spiral out of control. Yeah. So along that lines, you also, it's just amazing to think about, again, episode 1, you talked about, or maybe it was episode 2, a calendar link, because you're looking to mentor and inspire others to kind of go down this path. So let's talk about, I mean, I just got to ask, why the heck would you add another ball to juggle with all the things are you nuts? What are you, crazy?
That's funny. My husband would probably say the same thing, to be completely honest. But I want to add that ball because it's important to me. And I feel like there are a lot of men and women out there that, whether it's real estate they want to get into, whether it's other businesses they want to, indulge in, or whether it's just learning how to just be a mom at a level that you feel good about and you feel peace in your home and you're able to, just juggle life in general. I think it all comes down to your mindset. It all comes down to your energy and, where you're at and what you're able to do mentally, honestly, because if your mindset isn't right, nothing else goes right.
And again, just to kind of tie episode 1 with 3 here, you talked about getting your license at I don't know if I'll call it a dark time, maybe a low point, right? Postpartum was a big deal. You shared that in episode 1. And then to come where you are now, mindset has to be, it's like proven to you, right? You've internally proven it to you how helpful it can be to kind of pull yourself out of I'll call it a dark place.
Dark place. Yeah, no, 100%. It was a very major turnaround for me in my life. Like I said, I was very much dealing with postpartum depression. My parents were recently divorced at that same time. And there were just a lot of things going on in life at that point. My husband was busy, like really busy, and worked long hours. And so I was at home a lot by myself with our 2 kids. And honestly, taking the real estate courses and getting my license was a good distraction for me from all that. So I used that in a sense to help me get out of that dark place. So I'm grateful to myself that I decided to do that, even though it was hard. But the mindset stuff, I mean, I started listening to life coaches and podcasts and things that really resonated with me. And I thought, oh my gosh, these are the problems I'm struggling with. And holy crap, like I'm in control of this. Like I can get myself out of this by my own thinking and my patterns and things that I, do. And so I Yeah, I joined a life coaching program and I learned how to live intentionally, how to manage my thoughts every day and how to not believe everything that my brain feeds me
Mm.
about, oh, you're depressed, you're a crappy mom, you can't get the house clean and have dinner ready for Brad and all this and all that. And, oh, your parents are getting divorced. Yeah, think about that. Just think about that all day long. And so it was just a huge blessing at that point in my life. I feel like God put this, just brought this life coaching program to me at the perfect time, to where it really brought me out of that space and helped me come to life, back to life, I'd say.
And because of that, because of where you are and all the amazing stuff, that's the hook why you're given 30 minutes. It's a week. Is it 30 minutes
Yeah,
a week?
30 minutes a week. I do, it's every Wednesday at noon, I do a call.
Wow, that's awesome. This is so cool. So let's talk more about living intentionally, because I think a lot of folks, again, I have a channel that's of decent size. I get lots of comments. I still read all my comments. And there's a lot of folks on my channel that lean negative.
Mm-hmm.
The world is ending. The world is horrible.
Right.
The evil this, the evil that. Stop it.
Right.
Control you, right?
Exactly.
At worst, control your family, right? The one thing that I've been talking about very much recently is the only financial metric that makes sense is disposable income. And this story will make sense in a minute. The reason I talk about disposable income, it's not income, it's not net worth. It's like, how much do you have left over that you can save and ultimately invest? That's where freedom comes from. That's where less financial stress comes from. It's intentional. Make more money, spend less money. To get your mind out of it, right? Living intentionally, it's stop thinking about mom and dad getting divorced. Stop thinking about this or that. So talk more about the life coaching program, or how do you do that? And it's a daily habits, because more and more people need to leave the negative stuff alone and realize they're in control. I'm very passionate about this.
Very much. Yes. Same here. Jason always says is learn to control the controllables and don't worry about everything else. Everything else works itself out. And it's so true. If you truly learn how to just believe that and practice that and just control what you can control, which is you control you. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Everything else works itself out.
You and maybe your family nucleus, but that is it.
Nucleus, right. Yeah. But honestly, yes, for me, a big part of being able to manage myself and to help my life run smoothly and to be in a space where I can be a mom and juggle all this busy work that I do and everything. It comes down to, I do something called a thought download, where I basically sit down and I write down all of my thoughts, like no matter what they are, whether they're negative, positive, whatever, just everything that comes out of my brain, I write it down on a paper. And I just go through and I look at them and I say, okay, which thoughts are serving me and which thoughts aren't? And I get rid of the ones that aren't, and I decide to be intentional about thoughts that I could replace.
So tell me more. So this is a morning thing, an evening thing before bed, after you wake up?
I like to do it before bed. I've done it before. I've done it morning as well, at times, depending on the day, but I'll do it more often at night.
And it's a 10-minute kind of brain dump, or?
Yeah, I'd say 10, 15 minutes.
So you go somewhere, you get quiet, you think about your thoughts, you write them all down. An average day is 10 to 15, 20. I mean, how big's the list usually?
Oh, the list? Yeah, 10 to 20.
Yeah, so 10 to 20. Then you go back to the list and go helpful, not helpful. And you almost, I mean, do you actually like cross off the bad ones and like that's a release?
Yeah, typically.
Oh, so awesome.
I'm like, you're gone. Nope, we're not going to do this one anymore. Nope.
Oh, I like this.
And also it's interesting when you do that, you're able to see like, okay, what things on here are thoughts and what things on here are like facts or circumstances, because people get so caught up on trying to change the circumstance. It's like for example, when my parents were getting divorced, that was a circumstance. That was a fact. They were getting divorced. Mm-hmm. That was just a situation I was dealing with at that time in my life. But it was my thought about that circumstance that pulled me down so badly, and that made me so angry and sad all the time, and hard to focus on the positive things like my children and how great it was raising them. And that's just an example, and you just have to be very, very intentional with the way you think about the circumstances that you're dealt in your life, whether they're good or bad, so.
Thought download.
Mhm. Yes.
Is that a Morgan saying, or do you like get that from somewhere? Because I
No,
like that.
it's a saying from my coach that I hired a few years ago.
Do you want to give your coach a shout out, or is it like?
Yeah, her name's Jody Moore.
Jody Moore.
Yep.
Jody with an I or a Y?
Jody with a Y. JODYMOORE.
Jody Moore. Great. Thought download. And again, it's just, I mean, I'm going to try it. So it's just a blank piece of paper, right? Just.
Yeah. I have lots of notebooks that are full that my husband's like, he's probably so sick of all these notebooks I have everywhere.
So like, and again, you do them day to day, right? So what is the 20? So like you'll see the 27th and then you'll do the 28th and you can go back and do you go back and say, this thought was with me for like 5 days, do something different or
yeah,
or you don't just do that day to day?
It would be, and to be completely honest, as you get more used to doing this, it's like, you don't feel the need to sit down and write them out every single day.
Okay.
Like at this point, like I did that for a long time. And at this point, it's more like a couple of times a week when I feel like I truly need it.
Got it.
Because at this point, I've practiced managing my thoughts so much to where I can do it on the fly more easily now than I've been having to sit down and write everything and be like, okay, let me look at this on paper.
That's awesome.
But starting that process is so helpful. And there are times when I still do have to do it on paper, and it's a game changer.
Thought download. I love this.
Yeah,
well, we're going to put your calendar link below because I'm imagining a lot of people are going to reach out for that 30-minute session. Is it one-on-one or you just do a group call or what's going on with this?
For now, it's one-on-one. Yeah. As I grow,
I have a suspicion by the end of the week or maybe end of next week, you're going to have to make that a group call.
That would be fine. That would be fun. I'd love it.
You may need to think about how do you expand this because a lot of people, I have a suspicion, will reach out to you. Morgan, any other way people can follow you? Do you have an IG account or are you out there on social media anywhere?
I do. Yeah. You can follow me at Morgan Kennington Realtor. There's an underscore between each word, Morgan_Kennington_Realtor.
Right, folks. And I will find her on Instagram and add her if you just want to go to my page and you can, or my followers, and you'll see her there.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, folks. Thank you very much, Morgan. This has been a lot of fun. Thank Jason for me. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yes. Same to you, Michael. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.